Welcome back to the Podcrastinators. We are back after taking a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, and we watched a good movie for our grand return. Today, the date is the 7th
of June.
Of June, yes, sorry. Should be more specific. And we just watched The Flash.
Yeah, an early screening behind the curtains.
Mm-hmm. So just right off the bat, that was a cool experience, being able to see the movie so early.
Shout out Jake, who I work with. He was the one that sent me the email for the early screening, and we got to go like a week and a half early.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a... We'll talk about the movie in detail. But
I guess this is the first time I've ever gone to like an early screening of something.
An early screening? I think so as well.
Yeah,
for
like
me.
a preview screening. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's definitely just like a marketing thing for people to post about it on social media.
People were, it definitely, there was even like posters and like flyers and QR codes. It's like, hey, post through your reactions, get more buzz about the movie, and then we'll give you whatever.
Yeah, you could like win shit from
It did make
about it.
The crowd obviously a lot more energetic. I'm sure some crowds watching this movie will be pretty energetic.
Like cheering at shit?
Yeah, but like the entire crowd was like pretty like...
There were certain things... I thought the crowd was pretty tame, to be honest. Like...
They were tame, but like, you know, on the few moments it did.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like in the Batman scene, the scene that we saw in the trailer.
Uh-huh.
Bro, trailers show way too much.
The trailer showed almost ridiculous. The entire movie.
I feel like we end up saying that at the end of so many.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I just might not watch the trailers. I might not watch trailers anymore.
Yeah, I know. It, like, literally the entire ending battle. You basically, I mean, obviously not the entirety of it, but like, I don't know, it's not... You kind of expect it.
Yeah, well, the trailer, you see, like, Ben Affleck Batman, and then they cut to Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne, and he's like, oh, Barry, if you go back in time, like, it's gonna...
Oh, also spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, if you weren't already aware. Okay,
I was just covering the trailer. That's why I hadn't said spoilers yet.
Okay.
And Bruce Wayne's like, if you travel back in time, it could destroy everything. And then... Suddenly it's Michael Keaton Batman. And then as they're like flying in, I'm like, they're going to save Supergirl. And then they're going to do the final fight with Zod. Yep. And that's the movie. I saw it all in the trailer.
They showed you so much. It's ridiculous. But anyways, that part was stupid.
I thought the Batman moments that they showed it just like made the Batman moments that they showed in the trailer
less impactful. Yeah, exactly.
Like because you saw the I'm Batman scene
and the fucking at the beginning when the only time we get to see Ben Affleck's Batman in action, which was arguably the coolest, I think, when he was like sliding around on the street. They released that as like a full like promotional thing. Like
they released that whole clip.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Damn. Like, okay, I feel like how hard is it to get people to see
a movie
Batman movie?
Yeah, come on, exactly.
You should give me like you don't have like you can show that Michael Keaton is in this movie. Like I would say, or maybe you show that Ben Affleck's the Batman in this movie.
Yeah,
and because I guess he would be the current Batman, and then you can have that in the trailer. Like, oh, you could break everything, Barry. But like, I don't know.
It's
how
just
cool
dumb. I miss being able to go to a movie and be completely caught off guard by like the events. Not caught off guard, but like brought along a journey where I'm not like I don't know. Like, I just it
was just a predictable run of the mill.
The trailer literally gave you this plot beats. The trailer spark noted the entire movie.
Exactly. I feel like you'll pretty much understand what happened just from the trailer. And you know I didn't watch any. Well, I did. I think I maybe watched the first trailer for Spider-Verse, but I didn't watch many trailers, and I feel like I got way more enjoyment out of that movie.
Same, yeah.
All right, I guess we're swearing off trailers.
Yeah,
I think the first teaser trailer is all that we get.
Yep, I like that idea actually. But anyways, when we got to the theater, we came like pretty decently early, like 2 hours earlier, because Cameron and I thought it would be like insanely packed. Basically, the whole premise was like first come, first serve. But...
Yeah, the tickets were completely free. Mm-hmm. And it, like Connor said, it was first come, first serve. Once the theater gets filled up, they wouldn't let anybody else in.
Yep, and we got there. And there was a little funny story. There's a movie coming out. I believe, this could be wrong, but the details don't matter. It's coming out on some streaming service. It's like Disney Plus or Hulu or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I
Maybe
saw in
both.
the poster when the lady carried it in. It was Disney Plus and Hulu.
But Flaming Hot is this
Movie called Flaming Hot.
Yeah, it's about Flaming Hot Cheetos, like the creation of it. And I guess there was a simultaneous screening of that going on with The Flash.
Well, so I think it was before you got there. This lady like comes up to the back of the line and she's like, "Is this a line for The Flash?" And people were like, yeah, we're here for The Flash. And she's like, "Oh, like apparently there are 2 screenings going on. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't in the line for Flaming Hot because I do not want to see Flaming Hot when I thought I was seeing The Flash."
Yeah.
And
that would be
that lady
so sad. Could you imagine if we sat down and the movie started?
Yeah, we
and it
were
was
expecting The Flash.
Yeah, and it's like the fucking dude holding the Flaming Hot Cheeto. We're like, fuck!
We're in the Cheetos movie!
No!
But that lady knew that the Flaming Hot screening was going on before the theater even announced it.
Yeah. Maybe that theater has some perks that we're not aware of.
Yeah, why was that theater special to get this like special screenings?
Yeah. I don't know. It wasn't even on IMAX or anything.
Yeah, but sorry, continue with...
Oh, but so we were all lined up on the stairs, just a bunch of fucking people wanting to go see The Flash. And this lady who organized the event like comes out and she's like, "All right, everybody, if you're wanting to see Flaming Hot..."
Oh, because there was no like structure to the line.
Yeah,
before.
it was just kind of like a bunch of people, like the people who knew they were seeing The Flash. They walked in and they knew what that group was, right? But otherwise, it was just kind of like a herd of people. Like,
so they were just trying to separate the 2 lines, basically.
Mm-hmm. And she's like,
just in like an orderly fashion, so that like nobody got cut or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. She's like, "So if anybody's in Flaming Hot and The Flash and in here, just like know that Flaming Hot's over there." And like everybody in line just started looking around and nobody moved, and it was really funny.
And then she was like, because she was trying to do it 1 line at a time, like, "Okay, so everybody in line 1, go over there for Flaming Hot if you're here for Flaming Hot. This line is The Flash." And not a single person moved. And then she's like, "Okay, cool." And then she goes over to line 2. And she's like, "Anybody from Flaming Hot in this line, go over there."
And then there's some fat kid up front with like with a really tight Flash shirt, like staring at her.
Do the roar.
Do the roar.
But anyway, and then she's like, "Is anyone here for Flaming Hot?" It's like, no.
Nobody
there.
And yeah, we talked about this in line, but it's just fucking weird. That seems like a very weird movie to go see a screening of.
I know, like, I guess if you were like, this is the only
I fucking
time.
love Cheetos.
Well, so in my
I'm gonna see every I have every Cheeto.
I've collected
toy.
every action figure of Chester Cheeto.
Chester Cheetah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Sorry, what were you saying?
In like the way that I initially thought about it was like, okay, you go to the movies for the theater experience, right? Like,
yeah.
Who is going and being like, "I gotta see the Cheetos biopic before they put it on streaming. Like, I gotta have that Dune movie theater experience."
Yeah, for
Chester Cheeto.
For a movie that's about, honestly, we should watch it just to
We
be
should
like,
watch it. Because,
out of
like,
curiosity at this point.
sounds kind of interesting.
Do you like Flaming Hot Cheetos?
Not really, to be honest.
Well, I don't want you to watch the movie anymore.
I mean, I really haven't. I remember, like, as a kid, I tried Flamin' Hot Cheetos and thought they were too spicy, and it was just, like, never something that I went back to.
Fair.
Like, I
That's
like
fair.
spicy stuff
Yeah, that's
now, but just, like, as a child, it was, like, a little bit too intense for me, and I just have never really
I could
tried
slam.
to go back to them.
I could slam some Flaming Hot Cheetos right now.
Like, I
But
feel like
it would make me shit my brains out.
I feel like we just, like, spent a ton of time shitting on this Flaming Hot movie when, like...
as we're like, we saw The Flash early screening. So anyways, this Hot Cheeto.
Yeah, there was nobody there for that Cheeto movie. Fuck that Cheeto movie. The Flash is way better. Sorry for the diehard Cheeto fans.
Yeah, if you saw the screening, I'm sorry. I'm sure it was a great experience.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a great theater experience.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't seem like the theater experience type of movie.
Yeah. I hope you guys brought your Flamin' Hot Cheetos into the movie too.
Wait, and then like it's like a really emotional scene. They're like, I don't think we're gonna be able to push the Flamin' Hot Cheeto flavor, and there's like the really sad music playing, and then yeah, people are crunching in their Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I see entire. It's just an entire like 200 people filled theater with big ass Cheeto bags.
Yeah, they've got the Flamin' Hot Cheeto popcorn. Probably, I bet that's a thing.
I guarantee you that's a thing. They have Flamin' Hot everything.
If they didn't have it at the movie theater, what a missed opportunity that is.
Well, if you want us to work for you, we do demand the high price. So
yeah, we'll totally
put on the event.
We'll totally plan your Flamin' Hot Cheeto movie screening event.
Mm-hmm. But The Flash.
Well, yeah. So then once we like actually got in, and like it was. Did we do the math on how many people were in the theater? Like 120.
I think I heard the fucking lady next to us when we were scanning our tickets. Like one of the dudes asked, and she said like 220. And when I counted, I didn't count some of the seats because it was like the handicap aisle, and it went up to like 195. So I was like, that checks out.
Give or take.
Give or take.
Yeah. So when we all get in there, the lady comes up to the front and she's like, okay, the air conditioning is going to turn on with the movie. The air conditioning did not turn on at all.
We know you're all fat, sweaty nerds.
And every single seat is filled.
It didn't bother me though until the movie ended, to be honest. I was so like zoomed into the movie. Like the minute the movie stopped, I was like, fuck, it's hot in here.
Yeah, and then when we got out, like it was like fresh air in the hall of the theater. I'm like, I bet it stinks in that theater.
Just a bunch of musky boys watching The Flash.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, I don't want to shit on.
All right.
I don't want to shit on.
What do you think the Cheeto in the Flamin' Hot theater smelled like?
Oh, I bet it smelled amazing.
Like sweat and Cheeto. All right, sorry.
Cheeto dust. Like, I don't want to like, because the Flash is cool, but like, there were some crazy Flash fans. I don't want to shit on I don't want to shit on you if you're a Flash fan. Like,
the Flash
is cool,
but comparatively, not a lot of really good stories to other characters.
So like, just seeing
it's surprising seeing that many fans.
Yeah. Did you see the one guy? He had a Flash tattoo on each shoulder.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had Flash tattoos. That's the one that I was like, holy shit, that's a Flash fan. Because like you, like I'm not shitting on that at all. Like I said, like I kind of want to get a Batman tattoo.
Dude, I saw this dude at fucking work today. He had like this like bracelet like tattooed around him. It was like this like I don't know like a bracer type deal, and it was like all intricate on the side. And in the middle of it was the Batman symbol. Nice. And I was like, that's fucking cold.
It was pretty sick.
But like Batman's something you'd see like if you like or seeing like similar to a Green Lantern tattoo. It's like, oh damn, this dude loves Green Lantern. Like,
yeah. I think it just surprised me a little bit because it's a bit uncommon.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
What did you think
for the Flash fans?
All right, so because I don't know too much about Flash, but I have an idea of him. We both read Flashpoint, the comic that this was based off of, and watched a ton of the animated series, of every fucking different show in the DC world. So that's like our knowledge of the Flash. Did you think Ezra Miller was a good Flash? Like I'm curious on your opinions on it.
Yeah, I think he like did his own thing with it kind of too, that like he was kind of weird. It's been so long since I've seen the fucking Justice League movie, but I don't know. Feel like he got like way more time to shine here, and it was like he was like a likable kind of like weirdo guy, and he was just kind of like socially awkward, but it was like kind of funny. I feel like he put his own spin on it.
I like how he keeps the like the fast paced mannerisms with it, where he just like can't stop talking. I feel like the social anxiety is something that he added to.
Yeah.
to it. Because like in the other depictions, I feel like the Flash is more of like a cornball, like who can't stop running his mouth.
Yeah. I completely
Not in the
agree.
same way as Spider-Man, where it's like kind of witty. It's like, bro, shut up.
And I thought it was impressive. Yeah. I thought it was impressive how, because you see this in the trailer where he plays two different versions of himself, and they seem like two different people.
They do. They really do.
So, yeah, I thought he did a great job actually as the Flash. Okay, wait. In the middle of the movie, there's a scene where he like tries to punch the other version of himself, and you turn to me and you're like, Ezra Miller, so quick to solutions. that was the funniest part ever. Like, I don't know. It's too bad. Like, he'll probably not be the Flash again unless he gets his act together, I guess. But I don't know. That was so funny to me.
I think I'm glad you liked the joke. But, okay. Just throw it out on the table. Ezra Miller, the shit he did was fucking stupid. We're talking primarily his stuff with Flash.
Yeah.
Just think of the art piece on its own. I agree, he was a good Flash. His secondary self in that altered timeline was really good too.
Yeah, I agree.
Not that similar to Flashpoint, but they did have a lot of things. Not a lot of. Yeah, a lot of things.
Like they hit Flashpoint.
I guess the main plot.
Yeah,
going
like,
back in time.
Just
to
the general
save his
story
mom.
beats.
Yeah, and then having to get his powers back.
Like instead of the Amazon Atlantean War, it's just the Zod.
Oh, okay. So first action sequence, because there's a lot. I keep getting distracted.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I want to say about the first action sequence. So we start off
in the Snyderverse.
In the Snyderverse. So Barry Allen goes off, and there's like crumbling hospital, and a bunch of babies start falling out of the building, and he starts catching all of it. And at first I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then it actually kind of was like genuinely funny, and it kind of set the tone for like other jokes to hit pretty well, I thought.
Yes, I thought that at the beginning I was a little bit skeptical with as he was running to that hospital scene.
Oh, when he was in slow motion?
Yeah,
it looked weird at first.
I was
right?
like, he's running like really weird.
you're like, it looks kind of stupid, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But then you like see it more and more, and you're like, okay, it is kind of sick.
Well, and then later on, I guess we'll hit on it. But I guess they did have a joke when it was like, why are you running so stupidly? Like, and it did hit. Like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. They were like, they knew that it was stupid. And usually, like, the self-referential humor like that, or like the self-awareness, they usually, like, they don't let it develop, I guess. I feel like they usually hit it right away.
They like showed it to you, and it looked a little weird, and then they kind of like eased you into it. I think what like turned it for me was like there was like that one sequence where he's like running in slow motion, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think the next time he does it, he actually like it shows like him speeding up into it.
Yeah.
And then when like his feet like broke like the sound, I don't know what the fuck happened, but his feet started moving so fast that like you couldn't like see it, like the motion blur or something, and then it went into the slow motion. I was like, okay, that was kind of cool.
Yeah. And I was curious too about if the actual like technique that he was doing with his hands would seem something like a professional runner or ice skater. Yeah, it would do. Like, I wonder what the inspiration on that was. But like, it did look really stupid at first, but I came around on the run.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But then we get introduced to, or we get the only scene with fucking Ben Affleck Batman.
The baby scene was good.
The baby scene was really good.
That was a good... Because, also when he started to run, it was like, oh, like, what Quicksilver scene are they going to give him? Is what I was thinking. Like, oh, what...
But they did not... I actually... That's a good point. They were very original with it.
Yeah, like the catching the babies was... Like the setup is that there are a bunch of babies falling out of a collapsing building, and he has to save them all, and it was done in a very funny way. And it also you also got to see just how fast he actually was because you know he goes for the food first since he's hungry.
Oh, because he has
recharge.
to. Yeah, because.
And then he speeds back up time. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But then we get Batman. Okay, this is something I was thinking about during the movie as well. Like the up tilt.
Oh, sorry, really quick before I forgot because I almost lost it.
Oh.
You know the Quicksilver scene?
Yes,
like
yeah.
that, like slow motion, like that style. Do you know what movie did it first? Or before it? I don't know.
Is it Shrek?
Mm-mm.
Oh, didn't Shrek have a slow-mo scene? Maybe not.
No, but like very specifically like in Quicksilver. Like there's a speedy person and it's like playing the music as he's like gallantly like walking around like interacting with objects in slow motion.
I don't know. What is it?
Over the Hedge.
Over the Hedge. Oh, yeah, you're right.
With fucking Steve Carell.
Oh, that's why I thought of... Is that a DreamWorks animation?
Yeah.
That's why I said Shrek.
Yeah. That was close, though.
That's right.
But we get to see Batman.
But we get to see Batman.
What are your thoughts on his bat bike? Because I thought his bat bike was fucking sick.
That was cool. My main takeaway from Batman was that no matter what Batman was on screen, the like up tilt shot of like the nose on the cowl like didn't
looked
look good.
Weird.
Like the nose
on the Ben Affleck one specifically, right?
Yeah, I also thought the nose looked kind of weird on the Michael Keaton one as well. I was like, I feel like it's got to be hard to do with the nose. It looked
like he had like a weird
cowl.
like ogre like brow or something.
Yeah, it was really weird looking.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I thought I had the exact same thought. I didn't see it on the Michael Keaton one, but on the Ben Affleck one, there was definitely a scene when fucking Wonder Woman shows up where it looked mad weird.
That was a good cameo. Wonder Woman was in it.
I whispered to you in the movie, but I fucking find it hilarious that Wonder Woman is like the fucking she was in this movie for like 20 seconds. She was in the Shazam for like 20 seconds. Yes. And I feel like in a lot of the stuff like now she just shows up and all the characters are like hubba
Yeah, true.
Like hauga.
And then she's like, see you later, boys.
Everybody's like fuck it, and then you and I look at each other like that was sick.
What a good Wonder Woman cameo. Yeah, I can't wait for the Wonder Woman cameo in Aquaman 2.
There was no other Wonder Woman in the like with all the multiverses and shit.
Yeah,
that made me sad.
Mm-hmm.
Or
we'll get
Aquaman.
to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But Batman's fucking flying through the streets. They meet up with Wonder Woman.
Okay. Another question I have: Do you prefer short bat ears or long bat ears? Because Michael Keaton's got longer ones than Ben Affleck.
I prefer longer in comics, but shorter in movies. Because I feel like they can seem a bit not useless, a bit extra, I guess is not the best word to use.
I want to see like a long Halloween live action Batman where they're just like crazy long.
That's what I'm saying, like as like, you know what I mean though?
Yeah, like it's like a stylistic like
Yeah.
scary Batman for sure.
Like I feel like drawing it would do it more justice.
But like the Nolan bat ears are kind of short.
I did the costume design in this movie. All right, I like not it was fucking I overall I liked the movie, but the costume design I did not like too much. I thought Flash's costume was all right. I guess the Michael Keaton Batman's was good. We just talked about the fucking weird ass cow thing, but I don't know I don't know the Flash.
I think I disagree.
He got a better costume at the end. The Flash Ezra Miller did because I feel like it was a different one, and then when he got his powers back, it was like a different one.
I couldn't tell. I thought it looked similar to me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out my ass.
Well,
I'll have to see.
Yeah,
we'll have to watch it again. I guess.
It that closely, but. The suit I thought was I didn't mind the suit, to be honest. It was New 52 inspired with like the light up yellow.
And for the Affleck?
No, for the Flash. Sorry.
Oh,
for Barry Allen's Flash suit.
Yes.
And I thought it actually made me think of the Insomniac Spider-Man games where like as you get closer and you like look at it, it's like actually textured. That's what I thought was cool about it. Like it had like a texture to it.
Yeah.
I liked it actually. I'll say I liked the Flash costume. The Ben Affleck, the blue Batman suit, I didn't like that it, like Batman was prepared for a fucking road chase and he had the like armor on, I guess, and knee pads and stuff, but to like slide around on the road, which was pretty cool. But
yeah, all the Batman scenes were sick.
Yeah, the Batman scenes were really sick.
You know, like it's fucking really like all the stuff in this movie is really cool, but like I feel like superhero movies are just fan service now. I was thinking about that on the way home. Mm-hmm. Because like a lot of the cool parts, but there's like,
remember this shit you liked?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
It was,
or hey, do you like remember like this never happened with?
But what if it happened this way?
Yeah, exactly.
Like even if you're a big Man of Steel fan, like Zod was pretty cool in this.
Zod was really cool in this. Even I thought they did Supergirl well too.
Yeah, I really liked Supergirl
cool.
too. There were a couple of times where she was fighting Zod and she was like, ah, that I didn't buy.
Yeah, but other than that, she was good.
I thought she was really good.
No, yeah, I know what you mean when they're fighting and she gets punched back and she's like, roar!
But it is a fucking PS2 cutscene. So
it did get a bit egregious at the end.
Like it was probably not even actually her acting. They probably just got her like voice doing like something in a booth.
Yeah, it's good.
So I'm sure it's hard to do a natural, realistic fight sound when you're not actually there.
No, that's 100% fair.
What I did is I thought the Supergirl suit was okay.
I liked it.
What I didn't like was that it didn't have boots. That it was just like all blue down to her feet. Like I feel like there should have been some red on her feet. I think
Wonder Woman's costume was perfect, personally. But other than that, I wasn't a big fan of.
Oh yeah. So yeah, then Barry runs back in time. I don't know. I also have to say I feel bad shitting on the CGI, but there were some rough CG moments, and
there was some CGI monstrosities for sure.
There was some
the baby. One of the babies, the baby that he pulls out of the microwave was pretty fucking weird looking.
The baby that he pulled out of the microwave.
I was like, oh, that's not a baby.
No, and then as I was watching that, I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense that they like couldn't put a real baby in a microwave.
Why not though?
What? I don't know.
The microwave doesn't have to be plugged in.
Yeah, they could even like snip the cord.
They could even secure the microwave on like the table.
I don't know. There's something like just a little bit off about putting a baby in a microwave, even if it's a non-functional microwave.
It's a safe microwave for babies.
The baby safe microwave. Like, we got to get this baby coming out of the microwave shop just right. And they're like, it would be way cheaper if we did it in CG. No, we're doing the baby in the microwave shop practically.
Like, where's the on-shot location? I rented this warehouse. Downtown. Just bring a camera.
Don't tell anybody. We'll just say it's really good CGI.
Yeah.
No, but like, I don't know. They talk about the Marvel CGI artists having the crazy crunch time and they're just like not treated super awesomely. I don't know what the Warner Brothers animation is like, but this movie's been like done for a while. Like they've had time to fine tune shit. Like why not?
Because COVID happened, and then a lot of the stuff with Ezra Miller came out.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the time frame on both of those were, but
the point is,
it's kind of funny to think that we just watched a movie that was made like
it's been done for a minute, and like. I don't know. The studio didn't have enough money to, as much as they were hyping this movie up, like, oh, The Flash is like so fucking good. You're not gonna like, I don't know. There were just some of the CGI was a bit off.
Yeah, I agree. Didn't ruin the movie though.
It didn't ruin the movie.
There was just some points where I was like, that didn't look right. So once that happens, Barry talks to this girl, and we learn that his dad's in jail because the justice system believes that his dad killed his mom, when in reality his mom just got killed by some random person.
I actually liked
Barry's like, well, I love my mom, and he goes back in time, runs super fast back in time. After Batman's like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah, Batman's like, you'll destroy everything.
He's like, if you do that, I'm gonna turn into like 8 different Batmans. Like,
yeah. There are gonna be so many different Batmans.
like I like me Batman. I don't want to be a different Batman. I'm kind of sad. You know, did they have every single Batman aside from Bale?
No.
Well, Adam West, I guess, but
No, well,
they did have Adam West.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They didn't have Val Kilmer, and it makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think we're quite at the cameos yet. But
Okay, fair. So Barry goes back in time.
A lot of thoughts.
Barry goes back in time to save his mom, to go back into basically the chain of
Prevent
events.
his mom's death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he does do that, and his mom is alive, and he finds her, and they're like, oh, happy family. And then he sees himself in this like altered timeline walking towards the house, and that's where we get introduced to younger Barry, who living in a world with no Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
We don't know. Well, it was just like there's like a no meta-humans world, basically.
Yeah, no meta-humans world, yeah.
And because Barry's whole thing is that since he knew that his dad did not kill his mom, and that's why he went into forensic science, was to be able to prove his dad's innocence. And that's why he was at the police station when the lightning bolt hit him, because he was working overtime trying to prove his dad's innocence. But since his mom didn't die, he wasn't there at the police station.
Yeah.
And never there to get his powers, so they had to recreate.
Well, they do go to at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then they go and recreate.
I guess
because
because he had to like forcefully put him in the chair. He had no job there or anything.
Yeah, so they gave the alternate timeline Barry the Flash's powers, which was cool. That's when, and then it takes away.
That was a fucking genius idea. So talk about the fucking like whole like crutch of like superhero movies is like you really have to like, I feel like the origin story is so essential, and a lot of times it's like the most like character defining thing, right? I don't know, but they were able to do an origin story like about his powers and everything by him teaching someone else about the powers, but he's still the Flash and he acts like the Flash.
Yeah,
I guess they kind of did it with Spider-Man too, or they did do it with Spider-Man. It's just a good.
Well, no, I agree, because
on it.
With Marvel doing all the origin stories, like they just got so repetitive because they kept doing them the same way. Like they were all just structured after Iron Man 1.
Yep.
And this one, I very much agree. Like they depower him, and then he teaches someone else to use the powers. No, I completely agree. And then he gets his powers back.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick.
It was very, very cool.
And then and then Zod comes down, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we got to get Superman because Superman dealt with Zod."
Michael Shannon is a fucking awesome Zod.
Yeah, I will
say I'm not the biggest Snyder fan, but I liked Man of Steel. I'm a fan of Man of Steel.
Yeah. It's been so long since I've watched Man of Steel. It's a bit too dark for me. Like, I don't want Superman to be that dark. It's just, I don't know. It's not, like, bad or anything.
I still feel like Superman's, like, a good light, like, pure, like, light in the movie.
Yeah.
Despite the fact, I guess you could argue that he kills Zod. But yeah. I think
Superman would have found another way.
I think he should have ripped his head off. But
maybe he should have just put him in the negative zone. Oh wait, he should have put him back in the negative zone because they start. Don't they like come out of the they like? That's why
a floating triangle. Yeah.
Well, in the original one, remember they get into like the penis little rockets and they get shot into the spaceship, and as Jor-El banishes them, and that's why Zod and his whole army get spared from the destruction of Krypton at the beginning of Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fucking lore with that.
Yeah, he could put him in the negative zone.
He could have put him in the negative zone. I liked when they go into the negative zone in Young Justice.
Yeah, that was cool. But. Yeah, the Michael Shannon is cool. Oh, you said Man of Steel was your favorite one. I do enjoy Batman v Superman, to be honest. It's like a guilty pleasure movie for me.
Yeah.
I like Batman v Superman. It's just every time Jesse Eisenberg is on screen that it ruins it for me.
And I feel like Doomsday.
Yeah.
Doomsday is a bit ridiculous.
Doomsday's a bit ridiculous. See, if Superman didn't kill...
Also, dude, oh, come on, dude. Henry Cavill should have been in here.
Yeah, like...
That sucks that he's not.
Okay.
All right, we did... All right, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Where are we on the story right now?
They save Supergirl.
They save Supergirl because Zod just comes down. The whole fight they have with, like, Supergirl first showing how powerful she is, literally in the trailer.
Yeah, literally in the trailer. I thought it was funny that the two Flashes just like kind of stood by during that part, and they're like, Batman, Supergirl, you got this.
Well, it's because he got shot in the leg.
Oh, true. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but like he got when the alternate Barry got his powers and he had the hole through his back that just immediately Wolverine healed. I kind of just assumed that he was good from the bullet.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah, I don't know. They just have to have the cool action sequence.
Yeah, they were like, Flash isn't going to get his moment here.
The two Flashes did have some pretty fucking dope. I feel like as a Flash fan, you have to be walking away from this movie like pretty happy. Like, because he did the fucking phasing where he like shifts, like vibrates his molecules so much that he goes through shit. And that was like, he used it a lot. Then they did like the fucking tornado. He's like, I'm going to cyclone him. And it's later, but I want to it's just a cool move when he fucking like spins around and then lands, and then the tornado like flies from him and picks up the dude, and you're like, whoa, that was sick.
That was sick. He like said something too. He was like, I'm gonna cyclone distract him or something, and it was like, it's like a blink and you'll miss it like line, I guess. And then like as he does it, you're like, oh, cyclone, let's fucking go. Yeah. That was very cool. And no, with the phasing, I wanted to say that he just like does it at one point. It kind of goes back to the running, and then like the next time he does it, it like goes in and like zooms into the science of like what's going on, where he's like vibrating his molecules.
And by the third time, for someone who's never seen The Flash, that's in the movie where he's like, oh, this is phasing, because he has to tell it to the character so it feels natural.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, that's what I just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the development and the exposition was done very well.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
And then they go and fight Zod. Oh, no, they give real Barry Allen his powers back.
Yeah, and he just gets shocked with lightning.
I like the Batman kite.
That's flying out of the well.
Yeah,
that's pretty like on with Flashpoint, because that's when he gets like burnt to a crisp and he's just like the charred corpse.
Yeah, I guess that's how they get to the Flashpoint thing. Is like depowering him too. Mm-hmm. I agree,
but I feel like he gets his powers quick in Flashpoint.
Yeah, they give him his powers like right away.
Yeah.
There was a bit more. They had to do the origin story.
Yep.
But then they have the final fight with Zod, and then I like Michael Keaton decides that he's gonna Independence Day them.
Yeah. And it turns out
we can't take out the ship. And then there's just a shield, and they're like, oh, oh no.
Everybody on the ground's like, yeah, Batman. And then the dust clears and the shield's clear, and they're like, oh
no.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, Supergirl gets stabbed.
Yeah, Supergirl dies, and then the Flashes are doing some sick ass moves. And one of the Flashes is wearing a hilarious outfit. This movie did actually make me laugh, which had me it was just surprising. Like the jokes hit for me
because the younger Flash decides he's gonna make a DIY bat suit, and because
Or
Michael
DIY
Keaton-
Flash suit.
Oh, a DIY.
Out of a bat suit.
Correct. He turns a bat suit into a Flash suit.
Yeah.
And since Michael Keaton can't turn his neck in the Batman suit, when he like turns over and looks at him and like the mask is all fucked up, that got me.
Yeah.
That was pretty
That part
funny.
was really funny. Yeah. That part, I think that was the funniest part for me. But anyway, Supergirl.
And then he like rips off the neck too so that he can actually like move his
Yeah.
neck and run around. That was cool.
So Supergirl dies.
Gets stabbed,
and then Zod's like, I'm gonna use your blood to rebuild Krypton. And they fucking graphically put this needle thing in here.
Yeah.
Zod was badass.
Zod was badass until he became a CGI monstrosity.
Until
at
he...
the end.
Did he become a CGI monstrosity?
Yeah, when he was like running back, or when they were like doing all the changing of the time at the very end.
Oh yeah, the changing of the times with like the circular thing they did, that looked a little. It looked cool, but there were some monstrosities in there.
It was a cool idea. It was kind of like a mirror almost, like
a
looking at like
fractal.
two mirrors that are looking at each other.
Yeah.
That just like bounce
just,
off
like,
and
lay-
go on
like,
forever.
Going up, I don't know, like layered mirrors doing that.
Yeah.
So then the Flashes are like, "Fuck, we gotta go back." Oh yeah, yeah. So they gotta go back in time, and then they go back, and then they're like, "Batman's about to Independence Day the ship again," and fucking Flash runs up and he's like, "Hey, Chief." There's a shield there. He's like, and Batman's like, "Oh, copy that," and then just flies up, and you're like, "Oh."
I think he said something like disengaging.
Yeah. It's like, wow. and then he's like, "Oh, I got one over here," and the Flash is like, "Yeah, that one's good. No shield on that one." That part was a little weird to me.
A bit unnatural.
It was like, why did that stop him before he's like, "Don't do it, Batman. Don't, you're gonna kill yourself." And he just rams in, but then he's like, "You're not gonna kill the target, Batman." And he's like, "Well."
It's not gonna work, Batman. Cool.
I'm out.
And then fucking Supergirl. Yeah, true.
Supergirl gets killed graphically a lot of times.
Yeah.
Zod was bad. I really like Zod in this. I like villains are cool.
Villains are cool.
Especially when they get to do really awesome villainous things like kill the protagonist like 8 times.
Yeah.
Or a protagonist.
Villains are very cool. You know what I don't like about Batman in like the team up stuff is that he gets fucking relegated to Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The Batman team up stuff doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
When he was with the Flash, honestly, it wasn't that bad because he had some good like taking out a bunch of dudes scenes, but like I don't know, when Batman's just like cover it like air support, I don't know. I want more out of my Batman.
That's fair.
But
That's
like,
very
what is he
fair.
gonna do with fucking Superman and Wonder Woman down there?
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes he just gets relegated.
Okay,
to
but he
Inspector
did.
Gadget.
So when he fucking suicide bombed that one other guy, and like went up, and then he jumped out and started fighting that like huge giant Kryptonian. You have to admit, when he was like grappled on him and just like sticking fucking bombs
That was
on
pretty
him,
great.
that was a really fucking cool scene.
That was pretty cool. And
It was like, that was fucking sick.
when they were in the Russian base and he was thrown around the batarang, that was pretty sick too.
Yeah.
Because Michael Keaton's Batman didn't get to use that much of a batarang.
Yeah.
It was more of just like a grappling hook kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's so cool.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
is this the Michael Keaton Batman from the original movies? Like, is this the end of his timeline? Like, no matter what, he's gonna get killed by General Zod in the Krypton invasion?
That sucks.
Because or is this another version of Michael Keaton's Batman?
I don't know.
But yeah, so they find out that like they're just not going to be able to prevent Zod from taking over.
Yeah, because
like,
they keep trying to rewind time over and over again, and it
and
starts
then it kind
like
of breaks time.
yeah, and then that's when all the fucking cameo
Yeah,
galore
we can
comes
finally
in.
talk about the cameos.
So we had a lot of CGI monstrosities.
A lot of CGI monstrosities.
Like
I don't know. The fact that like all of the cameos, almost all of them were CGI, except for the final one. But, like, I don't know. It's kind of like
and
not
Nicolas
as cool.
Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Well, I don't know. It kind of looked
he was
animated
pretty
to me. It looked pretty CG to me.
yeah, maybe.
Like maybe they did like motion capture on his face, but like
They
I
did.
don't know. The fact that it was just like an animated guy, like.
It was cool that he was fighting this ginormous scorpion though, and then he just like lasers it down and then turns around and dies, and you're like, oh god, you know that's the most powerful Superman.
No, like I don't have like it was a cool cameo and it made me laugh, but I don't know. I feel like it could have been the CGI was just like
I like that better than the Christopher Reeves.
the Christopher Reeves one.
That one was pretty bad.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
And then Supergirl, I don't know her name.
It's the same. I don't know her like the actress's name,
Yeah.
but it's the same like Kara Zor-El as in this movie. I've never seen that Supergirl movie actually.
Isn't it supposed to be really bad?
I think so. I guess that was a fun cameo.
How many
For
Superman
someone-
movies? Chris, there's like 4.
There's 4.
And the last 2 suck. The first 2.
I feel like just
Because the second one's was Zod, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the first 2 are solid.
The Donner cut is awesome
Yeah.
for Superman 2. I don't know. There's something weird to me about like resurrecting people as a CGI monstrosity. Like I'm sure that they have the rights to like that design of Superman or some shit. Like they probably have the rights to Christopher Reeve's likeness as Superman. Cause like it's on fucking posters and shit that they sell of the movie. But like
If you
I don't know, it's a
die-
bit weird to like resurrect somebody as
Alright, if
CG.
I died since this is being recorded, I consent willingly to be made into a CGI monstrosity. Only if it's Batman, the Wolverine,
Yeah, if I'm
Snake.
Batman.
or like fucking, I don't know, Sasuke or some shit like that. I'll allow that. But anything else is a no-go.
The Christopher Reeves was a bit weird. And then the Superman black and white serials that they had, that universe. And then
Yeah.
there's like the Jay Garrick Flash running in slow motion. There was one dude that was like, yeah, woo! Woo! Really? You're like a Superman serial fan? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I'm shitting on fandoms right now.
No, it's okay. I'm a fucking. It's funny because like I feel I understand what you mean because you know there's that one scene where like the girl comes into Barry's apartment and she's like, can we go upstairs? And Barry's like, yeah, and then he uses his powers to fucking clean his room really fast. And it was a funny scene, but the guys next to it, one of the guys next to me was like, ha ha, relatable. And I was like, what? And then I was thinking about it later, and I'm like, oh man, I'm a dick. He was just enjoying the movie.
I feel like I've been being a dick. Yeah, okay, yeah. That guy was just enjoying the Superman
It was
serial. It
relatable
made
to
me
him.
laugh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. But anyways, what were we even talking about? Oh, fucking all the cameos. Yeah.
So with I don't know that much about the Death of Superman Nicolas Cage movie, but I'm pretty sure Kevin Smith was supposed to write the screenplay for it. Because that was like peak Kevin Smith in the 90s. And in the script, Michael Keaton's Batman is supposed to like have a speech at Nicolas Cage's or at the Death of Superman at the funeral.
At the end, yeah.
So, well, I was just curious if it would be interesting to know if the big spider thing that he was fighting was in the original script for it.
Oh, yeah, true.
I don't know how deep they went with it, but the Nicolas Cage one was my favorite part.
They just had it's kind of lame that they had the one fucking, what's the Flash with like the helmet.
The Jay Garrick Flash.
Yeah, the Jay Garrick. That's the only other Flash they showed. And then they had like fucking every Superman and a bunch of Batmans. And I don't know. It's just kind of weird that it was just those two and they just had the Jay Garrick Flash. I feel like they could have done a little more.
Now,
honestly, but fuck the fan service. Like it's a cool, like, honestly, I'm like we're fucking talking about it. I enjoyed it, but like, what the fuck is the point of any of it?
Like, at least I can't believe. Okay, at least like with the whole Marvel thing, and if they, I mean, they haven't been going on a good track record, but if they like do something similar to what they did with Infinity War, where like they bring everybody in for the final battle, like if I like. In this movie, it was just like look at this. Look at this.
And also, why immediately were they so quick to be like, all right, we're in this new universe. No Wonder Woman, no Aquaman, no Cyborg, no Green Lantern. Like, no nothing. Only Batman and Superman and Zod.
Because that's just what happened with the timeline when he fucked with it.
I guess, technically, yeah, he said he was in the original... Zod thing and he had his powers. So I guess those would be the only people there.
But I don't know. Like in my mind, the MCU multiverse saga, whatever they're doing, it's like those characters that are going to be cameos from the multiverse are probably going to like have a fight scene or something. Like they're going to have their moment. In this, it was just like, it reminded me actually of the fucking Batman v Superman scene where it's just like he like gets the file from, or Wonder Woman gets the file and like clicks open like the Flash tab and the Cyborg tab.
Yeah.
And it was just the same shit as that. It was like Christopher Reeve Superman, look at him.
Yeah, like
look at Nicolas Cage Superman.
Like a fucking like what do you even call, like a montage, like a fucking best stuff.
Yeah, like what is the fucking point of that? Those characters didn't even do anything.
Yeah, it's like, oh look, wow, Nicolas Cage. Like it's cool to see him as that, but like
in my mind, Marvel should be following the same formula.
And that's why Into the Spider-Verse is cool, because like it's like, I don't know, it's not just it's not just like cameos. It's like that's like the world they built with just like, all right, that's a fucking Spider-Man over there.
Exactly. It was just, it was unearned.
It was unearned, yeah. Very true.
We only had like...
Do you like, remember this?
60s Batman world?
Remember 60s Batman?
I did like the actual...
Remember when Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman? I remember.
Maybe we'll do that at some point if the reaction to this is positive.
How much money did that get us?
Do you think that, because people are going to go crazy for that, and maybe Nicolas Cage is having a bit of a comeback. I don't know if people really went to go see the one where he was Dracula, but
there's a fuck ton of marketing on it.
Yeah, like
so I guess hope it did well. I hope all the best for Nicolas Cage.
I agree. So, he'll be back for Spider-Verse 3, spoilers.
Yeah, fuck yes. Yeah.
And so James Gunn left the door open for Elseworlds. Like we could get Nicolas Cage Superman.
Do you think, I feel like we're finally in a place where DC has a very firm like upper step on Marvel.
Yeah.
At this moment in time.
This DC movie has been better than anything Marvel has done. I was trying to like even them up. Like, was it better than
they had the last two projects was Batman and this. And they have all the animated show. I feel like Marvel has just fallen off so much.
Oh, true. I didn't even think about like the bigger picture.
And now we have like Peacemaker. Like DC has good shows. They have an endless library of insane animated shows.
Marvel's got games, though. What the fuck is Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights or what we've got for DC?
Okay, but the Batman trilogy. But it sucks that everything's so regulated to Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any other good... I'm sure there has to be other good DC. Oh, Injustice.
Injustice. Actually,
Yeah.
during this movie made me want to play Injustice to just like hop on Injustice 1 and put on the Michael Shannon Zod skin.
Yeah. That was cool. That was a fucking cool ass game.
Like when it was honestly when Supergirl and Zod were fighting, I was like, this kind of looks like Injustice.
Yeah.
Just on like the barren desert.
Yeah. Just fucking punching each other.
It did make me want to play it.
They had some cool combos they did on each other.
And then there was the Mortal Kombat reference.
There was the Mortal Kombat on one of the screens in Barry's apartment.
Yep. And
There was a Mortal Kombat screen.
that was the best cameo.
Yeah, that was
MK cameo.
true. Very, very true.
And then at the end we got so after Barry resets everything back to normal, he's like, oh, Bruce Wayne's pulling up, and then
George Clooney walks out.
Clooney steps
And
out.
everybody in the theater was like, oh my god!
and then Barry's like, you're not Batman.
And he takes off his sunglasses and he goes, you fucking talking to me, kid?
I'm George Clooney.
I'm fucking George Clooney.
I would have liked to see him in the actual bat suit instead of like, I'm George Clooney.
It's me, George Clooney.
You know what is really funny? It is like the best story ever about George Clooney. Apparently, he said that if you show him your ticket for Batman v Superman, or not Batman v Superman, sorry, Batman and Robin, he would like personally give you his money back. So he was like doing that for people, or give you money back for seeing Batman and Robin. So he was like giving people their money back for seeing that movie if they could prove it, which is awesome. If they saw him on the street,
but he's in this Batman movie. So.
that was like back in the. When like in the Batman and Robin, probably pre-Dark Knight, maybe mid-Dark Knight era, but I'm sure there's no bad blood about it because he was in it. I want to see him in a bat suit.
Well, yeah, because he had 30 seconds of fucking screen time and he probably made more money than like 90% of the cast that fucking worked on that shit.
I liked the George Clooney cameo. But, you know, I will die on the Batman and Robin Hill. That movie is sick.
Isn't it? You know what's fucking wild? Michael Keaton. I just think it's like it's just funny to think that he's a Vulture and Batman.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I feel like an old Vulture, like he's older now, so like it's kind of weird to see the two. And he found McDonald's. I always think about that.
Founded McDonald's, and he was Birdman.
And he was Birdman. That's one on the list.
That movie is crazy.
I have yet to watch it.
Yeah.
It's been on the backlog for a while.
It's been on the backlog. And then in the final, back to the Flash, the final end credits cameo is that he's drunk with Aquaman. And then when it was the Aquaman cameo, I was like, holy shit, they really got everybody back except for Henry Cavill.
Yeah, just like, fuck you. Like
why?
It's like, why are you, yeah, exactly. For what purpose?
Like,
He's a fucking good ass Superman.
should have been in it.
He was a great Superman. And a great Geralt. He was a really good Geralt.
I have no ties to The Witcher.
The first season's pretty good, but it devolves pretty quickly because, you know, studios just like to fucking shit all over everything. They're like, all right, we're gonna base this season off of Battlestar Galactica. And it's like, but don't we have source novels? It's like, well, you're the man. You're giving me the paycheck.
Exactly. Fucking yeah. They gave Henry Cavill the shaft. Cyborg 2, Ray Fisher from Justice League. Mm-hmm. And then Christian Bale. I don't know. They pretty much had like a lot of their like DC movie characters. Like they kind of did go all out. They didn't have like Linda Carter Wonder Woman, but I guess you can't really do all of them. Linda Carter gets her Wonder Woman shout outs in Wonder Woman, I guess, because she's in them. Like she's actually in them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of glad that DC is not going to really do their like big multiverse crossovers anymore. Like I'm down to see some more Elseworlds stuff, but I don't need to see multiverse crossover.
I don't need to see multiverses to see different characters interact. Like just make a random Justice League movie and have it have the whole Justice League just like doing their thing, like they've been established.
Yeah,
Give me a story with that.
But
just something off the walls. Like this movie was cool because it was so not so different, but like it was enjoyable because it was a lot different from the same shit we've been seeing with superhero stuff.
I think it also just like had time. I don't know. It didn't seem. It felt a little long to me, but it wasn't like I was bored.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like everything paid off, except for the egregious cameos at the end.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just the fucking...
Oh, I also kind of thought the ending was stupid.
Where they're just like, we can't save this. Let's go back to the old timeline.
Yeah. And also where it's like the young Ezra Miller comes back, or the Flash.
Oh, and then he just like kills himself.
Yeah, and he's like, I've been in this loop forever. And he's like, no, don't do it.
It was kind of cool when he's like, I've lived 1,000,000 lifetimes trying to stop this one moment. It probably doesn't make sense the more you think about it. But I thought it was kind of a cool idea that he's like,
I started this paradox and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, and then the other guy comes and then, I don't know. It was just kind of a lot at the end.
they like needed to go into the cameos. But then like it was okay. Because I felt like Barry got his like character development moment when he like says goodbye to his mom.
Yeah.
Like some problems you can't fix and like sometimes shit's just gonna happen. And that paid off super well. So I feel like it. And you know what? It wasn't the normal like fucking PS2 cutscene of like we did get that PS2 cutscene of like big punch battle, but like they defeated the final villain in like a time loop thing.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like they defeated him in a clever way. It wasn't just like WandaVision where I'm gonna shoot lasers at you in the sky.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So I feel like the logistics of the ending, I'm like the time travel physics, just, like, I can let like, it slide for for the emotional hit that it gives you.
I mean, fuck, I'll see it again.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'll 100%
I'd rather
go see
Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's a good point.
100% Spider-Man again.
That's a very good point.
Flash is something that I'll probably... I don't know, I feel like this movie works very well in the...
Oh, wait, no, we still have... Isn't Blue Beetle's Snyderverse?
We don't know. I feel like it could take place. So I wanted to say this too. With this, like, I'm assuming. Okay, wait. So it's in the Snyderverse. I don't know if we're gonna like travel down this timeline anymore, right? Like, we'll be in another one of those fucking green and red orbs in the Speed Force, I guess, when he was running too fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll continue along this. Because how can you do, like, Batman if George Clooney is fucking Batman in this timeline now?
True.
So I feel like we'll be on a new orb. Yeah, a new timeline or whatever.
The orbs are colliding. Dun, dun, dun,
like, seriously, like, if Blue Beetle... Honestly, everything before the James Gunn...
Well, okay, you know, I guess I don't have any reason not to be hopeful for Blue Beetle with DC recently.
Whatever the first, like, produced James Gunn thing is, that's when it will be, like, on the new timeline. I feel like everything that's going to come out before then is just going to be, like, testing the waters, you know? Like, if people like it, then it will be retained. If people don't like it, that was in one of the other timelines.
Yeah.
Is probably what they'll do.
So
but I feel like
years down the line, when they reboot Shazam, and they have their orbs collide, and you see The Rock again. Everybody in the theater's like, yes!
Oh, because at that, like, years down the line, like,
yeah, now he's like old.
Black Adam will be like a cult classic.
Yeah, a cult classic.
People will be like, they were wrong about Black Adam when it first came out.
Yeah, but you know who the OG Black Adam was? Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I don't know what The Rock's theme song was.
I have no idea. Anyways, was there anything else you wanted to add before we start to close this up? We've been talking a lot of nonsense.
I know. I think we talked about everything that I wanted to in the movie.
Mm-hmm. They gave us some cool posters at the end.
They gave us some cool posters.
They could have given us cardboard. I would have appreciated that more.
They could have given me a Flash action figure.
Yeah. What the fuck is this?
No, actually, so I saw Black Widow opening night at AMC, and they were giving out Black Widow comic books. Like, so usually when an MCU movie comes out, they'll do like a prelude comic. Mm-hmm. Honestly, there was a Flash prelude comic that came out like last year.
For this?
Yeah, for this.
Damn.
And they're usually like 3 issues. So anyway, the AMC comic book was the first issue of that Black Widow prelude comic, but it was like with an AMC variant cover.
Yeah.
And that one is actually worth a surprising lot of, like,
I'm sure it is.
Worth some money. Like, it was just something free that they were handing out in the movie theaters. And then when I was like going in and logging shit into the comic collection, it was like, damn, this Black Widow comic is like $50. This free one. Nice.
I bet our shitty little tiny posters will be worth millions in the future.
Yeah. The Flash was fun. I'll definitely watch it again. I feel like the Snyderverse is cohesive now. Like, I feel
more cohesive for sure.
I feel like you could watch Man of Steel, the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman, the Snyder cut, and the Flash, and you would be satisfied with the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's room to continue shit.
And then the little cherry on top, a little bit of Suicide Squad.
A little bit of Suicide Squad.
What other movies came out during that? It was Suicide Squad.
I feel like you can skip the fucking Suicide Squad. I feel like those...
No, I'm talking about... Did Snyder do the original one?
No. That was David Ayer. But like...
David Ayer. I'm saying you watched the original one with Jared Leto.
No.
What if Jared Leto came out? What if Jared Leto came out and during the final battle and stabbed Zod and he was like... and then... Yeah.
And then I would have been the one clapping. Whoa!
Yeah, standing up. Like popcorn goes flying
30
off
seconds
your
to
lap.
Mars! Whoa!
I love that band!
I love you, Jared Leto! But... No, I think you watched all of the Snyder ones with the Snyder cuts for Batman v Superman and Justice League, and then the Flash, and then you'd be pretty satisfied.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that there's room to grow. Or I feel like putting, like, they're like, yeah, George Clooney is Batman in this universe. Like, that's kind of putting the nail in the coffin, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you think we'll get to see George Clooney in a bat suit ever? Because I feel like with the Snyderverse has the fan base for them to be like, okay, we'll continue the Snyder, like, we'll get Zack Snyder back and, like, have him do an Elseworlds story in the Snyderverse. But, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that something that they can do? He can, like, continue the Justice League?
I have no idea. I guess it's hard because it always has to rely on keeping the same cast.
Mm-hmm. But at that point... CGI will be good enough that we won't even need actors anymore. It will all just be computer generated.
Yeah, okay. I would definitely recommend seeing the movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure you already have. I guess I don't know why you'd listen through all of this.
Yeah, we talked about the entire movie.
If you haven't watched it. Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for watching or listening. Jesus.
Yeah. We'll be back with Transformers in a couple of days.
Yep. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, thanks again for listening.
Bye-bye.